5 must make moves for your 20s, especially if you're a young man. One of my favorite topics to talk about today, if you're trying to plan out your life. If you're older in life, further along, it's okay. You can learn from some of this as well, but specifically if you're in your 20s, then this video is for you. So welcome into I'm Chill Chef here. I'm hanging out Sunday morning with my sweet cheeps. And then I'm gonna go surf after that, and then I'm gonna go in the office, make some money moves, be social, cook some dinner. Good day ahead. In this video, I'm gonna go general, but I'm gonna go more specific, and also I'm gonna go more game plan than you've seen before. So if you wanna end up winning as a winner and not losing as a loser, missing out, then this is for you. Smash that like button if something that I say resonates with you. Each like is one more pet for Freckles over here, who's a hell of a mom. She's had a lot of lambs. Okay, so let's start off. Working forward backwards is where do you want to be in your 30s, as you need to set yourself up in your 20s. But we also have to think, what can you only do in your 20s that you won't be able to do in your 30s? Now, as any biological life form, what is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? You can say it's a lot of things, but a lot of it is, what would you ask your ancestors, who every single one of them was a winner, every single one of them survived and procreated. You're supposed to have kids. Your parents want you to bring them grandkids. And you don't got to do that in your 20s, especially as a young man. It may be prudent and wise to wait till your 30s. 40 could be a little bit late, so you should have the goal to be ready in your 30s. Why? Well, it's just something beautiful about it, right? Bringing life into this world. So that's the goal for your 30s. So in your 20s, you want to set yourself up in a good position to do it. In your 30s, however, your 20s, you also want to do things that set you up for the rest of your life. So what are things that set you up for the rest of your life? One of those things is enjoying your time. So finding out what you like to do for work and for hobbies that just lights you up, that sets a fire under you. So 20s, early 20s especially, is a time to experiment. It's a time to switch jobs, switch industries, switch careers, volunteer, switch volunteer, and just to figure out, like, what do I really like to do? What do I really want to do? Shadow people, study under people. You might like to work with livestock and animals, and you would never know if you never volunteered, right? So it's too late. It's not like too late when you're older, but it's harder to switch, and you just miss out on this wonderful life and these great memories that you would have had if you would have done it earlier. You also, not always, but you tend to be able to make a higher income doing something that you're really passionate about, that you really love doing, that you really enjoy doing. You'll find a way to make money from it because you're going to become one of the top people, and the money's sort of going to figure itself out. But the money also, you need to figure that out. So it's interesting, in your early 20s, you don't have a lot of earning capacity. So I don't necessarily recommend doing a lot of saving and a lot of investing. It's better to invest in your own health. Health's another thing. You want to be relatively healthy going into your 30s. You want to be healthy your whole life, not have medical issues, not have health issues, live a long time, feel good. The sunshine's nice, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's a new day, Sunday. Here we go. But I really recommend, if you're in your 20s right now, stack as much Bitcoin as you can and never sell it. And I can go into more detail on that later. But Bitcoin, you're seeing it, it's a black hole. It's sucking everything in. It's tempting to buy and sell and pick up this other thing. Don't ever sell it. You can monetize it if you need to tap in money. Put a small piece of your stack up to take out collateralized loans against it. And you can pay off the loans for a set price rather than having to try to buy Bitcoin back later when it's worth millions of dollars. That, it's not a guarantee, but it feels pretty close to a guarantee at this point, that you just see the trend the number go up. So that's something that you should do in your 20s, is stack as much as you can. Don't ever sell it. You're going to be glad when you're in your 30s and that you did that, and you'll be able to make money off of it without selling it. So there's some other resources you can learn on that. What else do you need to do in your 20s? In your 20s, you need to move to the place that you're going to live for the rest of your life. So you might end up having to immigrate, you might end up having to move later in life, but you don't want to do it if you don't have to. Isn't that right, Freckles? You don't want to do it if you don't have to. People tend to be happier and healthier and live longer when they're connected to the community and you've known the people that you work and live with and spend time with for many years, decades, lifetime. So if you're going to relocate, it's better to do it earlier than later. And because you have more support. Also, you have more support when you have kids, you have more support when you're sick, you have more support and better network, you'll be able to make more money. So yes, you should travel in your 20s, but people get this wrong about travel. Travel is not just for adventure and experience, but the travel in your 20s is to figure out where you want to live, right? So if you traveled all over the world and you still don't know where you want to live, you fucked up somewhere, you wasted some time. So part of your intention of traveling is, if I could live anywhere, where do I want to live? And realistically, like, okay, you say, oh, I'm going to travel to Sweden. Well, realistically, how do you get a visa to live there? What's it going to take, right? So you do this, you're going into your 30s, and you've got a stack of money, you've got a career that you like, and you're in a place where you're ready to live, the rest of your life. What else can you do is relationships. Is your 20s is an opportunity like the experimentation of jobs, where you do dating, which is experimentation of women. And the idea is, yeah, you want to find the one or the partner that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. But it doesn't mean like being patient, but waiting. It's like waiting for the right job to show up. You need to get through stuff that you don't like to really figure out what you do like, because it's going to be different for different people. It's not a safe bet to say, hey, the first one is going to be the one forever. That's going to be the first job I have is going to be my career forever. Not necessarily. That's not a safe bet. So you want to try, gain some experience in the arena. And I mean, if you hit a home run, great. But you also, something to think about in your 20s is when you start dating. First of all, most of the content out there is absolute garbage, because it's about on dating, because it's about superficial. It's about hooking up, or it's about game, or it's about what to say, it's about what to text, or it's about, even if it's about having a nice connection and having a long-term relationship, it's sort of superficial, because in your 30s, what do you want again, right? So what you want to look for, you want to figure out what are good wifely and what are good motherly traits, and look for those things in potential partners. It's like, yeah, we have a good connection, yeah, she's hot, yeah, she's funny, yeah, she's smart, but would she make a good wife? Would she make a good mother? It might be no, right? So once you reorient yourself towards these qualities and attributes, it's going to change. It's going to totally change what you're looking for. And again, you don't want to be in a long distance or long-term relationship going into your 30s with someone who's just not going to be a good wife, doesn't want to have kids, right? So think from the end backwards. 40s, thinking from 40s backwards. Why do you want to have kids in your 30s? Well, you can do it in your 40s, but you don't want to be so old. I mean, it can work. You're trying to line all these things up in your 20s, getting to the right place, the right relationships, staying healthy, having this travel and experience, finding the right career. It's a lot. It's a lot to try to line up. If you don't all get it perfect, then you can try to do it by 35, you can try to do it by 40. but understand that there is a closing window, and if you don't get there in time, then you can't go back in time, and it will never happen. Now, you made it towards the end. I'm going to give you one more bonus of something you need to do in your 20s, and this is, just like you're looking in your partner to have wifely and motherly traits, you need to have good husbandly and fatherly traits. So again, that's totally different about what sort of character and values you want to have. So you need to improve yourself. As a father, you're going to abuse drugs and smoke and drink. No, then you should quit earlier to prepare yourself, because you're going to have to do it eventually. You might as well do it now, right? It means a lot of things. It means becoming a man of discipline and character, and it means learning how to set and communicate strong boundaries, and it means learning how to have emotional control so that you can be a rock and dependable and reliable. It means learning how to take care of yourself. It means learning how to take care of yourself so well that you can turn outwards and take care of other people and provide. It means, reading, studying, working out, doing the basic stuff, the ancient scholarly way, whether you're from the East and look up to Confucius, or you're the West and you look up to Marcus Aurelius. It's the same sort of thing. Trying to be a temperate man, trying to be a wise man, trying to learn and study and be a good man. So those are things that you should do in your 20s. If you found that useful, please share this video, please send it out there, please comment, please let me know down below. Just a quick update for you, because you probably noticed I haven't been doing quite as many videos. I've been averaging like 3 a week, down from 5 or 6 a week. Man, there's just so much good in my life, and I'm reorienting my priorities a little bit. I still want to share with you on YouTube, but I also don't need the money from either ad rev or coaching necessarily. So I'm just letting my stack grow, and I'm trying to enjoy life more, trying to focus more on health and relationships than money. 20s for me was a lot of money focus. Yes, there was adventure focus. Yes, there was all these other things, but trying to get my money right. And once you have that season of your life, and by the way, some people will never get there, so it's important that you do, so you can graduate to bigger problems. Because if you never get the money right, it's going to be hard to get to the next steps. It's like, for child support purposes, a child costs about $1,000. $1,000 times 12 months times 18 years is about $216,000 per kid. So if you never get your money right, it's going to be hard to convince a woman, or it's going to be hard to really properly raise your kids and give them what they need to really flourish and thrive and give them opportunity. So it's really important that you do focus on the money when you're young. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. But don't pass up on the 20s. Is the opportunity for you to really experiment in terms of where you're living, what you're doing, and who you're doing it with. So take advantage of that opportunity, not just for the memories, not just for the experience dividends, but because it's going to narrow the path for later in life. You're going to know through process of elimination who you shouldn't spend time with, what you shouldn't spend your time doing, and where you shouldn't live. And that's going to narrow it to the life that you're going to have and love in your 30s. So I hope you find that helpful. I hope you find that useful. And again, go share this video with somebody who could use it too. If you got a good friend in your 20s, a partner in your 20s, share it with them so you can have a game plan and be set up going into your 30s, so that you can be just in a great life position. And the thing is, most people don't think about this. Most people are just not really thinking about it. So just by thinking about it, you're going to be in a great position. Okay, appreciate you. Much love. Talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing your comments. I'm out.